at all these pretty flowers. And I'm looking to see if there might be any bees, but I think the day is just too cold for bees. Maybe not sunny enough. I think bees do like warmth and sun. But it's coming. It's April 23rd, and it's National Poetry Month, and soon we'll have lots more bees, I hope. I saw a few buzzing yesterday when it was a sunny day. I brought this book, Poems and Pictures by Douglas Florian, UnBEElievables, because yesterday we read the book Thank You Bees, and I thought, well, why don't we have some poetry about bees? Because bees are so wonderful. They do so many wonderful things for us. And I really like this book because it has a lot of interesting facts that you can learn about bees too. So, I'll just show you a picture here. Maybe you already know that bees live in something called a hive. And I read from this little fact here that many times bees will build their home in an old tree. So even trees, when they're not alive, they're still providing homes for animals. We talked about that yesterday. Well, I did bring some honey, and I have a poem in here about honey, because I think that's one of the things we all love about bees. So let me see if I can find my poem about honey. Here we go. This one is called Honey, and you can see there's lots of flowers here, and we get honey because bees are busy gathering nectar from flowers. So here we go. So many blossoms. There's a lot here, aren't there? So many flowers. So much flying for hours and hours. So much nectar needed to eat, so honey all will end up sweet. So bees are very hard workers. They work all day, flying from flower to flower, gathering the pollen and the nectar that they need to make the honey. And I learned a very interesting fact right here, that a typical bee, let's see, is it bee or a colony of bees, will fly to about 1,000,000 flowers just to make a pound of honey. So this much honey is a pound. And it takes 1,000,000 visits, 1,000,000 flower visits by bees to make this much honey. I almost feel bad, like maybe we shouldn't be taking the honey from the bees. All right, well, here's another one called pollen. So let's see what we can find out about pollen. So one of the things that bees do when they fly from flower to flower, they get little bits of pollen on their legs and their wings and their furry bodies. And when they go from this flower patch to another flower patch, they're taking the pollen from flower to flower and they're spreading it, and we call that pollination. And that helps flowers to grow and produce more flowers. So we need bees for pollination. So this is a poem called Pollen, and I learned that from here. Pollen on my legs and feet, pollen on my wings that beat, pollen on my cheeks and chin, pollen on my abdomen. I just took a pollen shower. I'm a fuzzy flying flower. So in a way, a bee is like a flower once it picks up all that pollen. And this is so cute because the flower looks like a shower head, doesn't it? It's growing up and then it's bending over and it's spreading its pollen all over the bee who's taking a pollen shower. I like that. I thought that was sweet. Let's see here. Where do we go from here? Oh, my numbers are out of order, but that's okay. Oh, here we go. This kind of explains today's, maybe why we're not seeing so many bees. This one is called Summer Hummer. I'm the hummer of summer. So maybe you think when you can hear bees flying around, you hear that bzzz. That's, I think it's their wings batting very fast. I'm the hummer of summer, so busy with buzz, a never humdrummer all covered with fuzz. I'm a nectar collector, make wax to the max, a beehive protector, I never relax. I'm a lover of clover, a seeker of scent, a zigzag flyover, a thing heaven sent. I'm a dancer, a prancer, my own pollination, a flower enhancer, a summer sensation. Yeah, so I read here that bees live in a hive together, and in the winter time when it's very cold, they have a way to keep everybody warm by just climbing around and batting their wings, and that helps to keep the hive warm. And in the summertime, it's just the opposite. They fan their wings to keep everybody cool inside. So it's pretty cool. They're really amazing how they all work together. And this one's interesting. It's called worker bees. Most of the workers are girls. Doesn't surprise us, does it, girls? This is called worker bees. Sister, 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 sister. Not one brother, not one mister. See us sisters work all day, dawn to dusk, no time to play. We must feed the needy queen, drones and babies, and we clean. When it's hot, we fan the air, have the hive in good repair. Always working, building, slaving, never ever miss behaving. Oh no. So all of the bees that live in the hive are actually girls or female. I thought that was very interesting. And one of their main goals is to take care of the hive and keep it nice. So they also feed the queen, and there is one queen bee in a hive. Here's the queen bee. That's what she looks like. And all the other bees have to take care of her. She's sort of like the spoiled one or the pampered one. And maybe you've heard somebody say, oh, you're such a queen bee. That means you always get everybody else to do your work for you. I'm not going to read that one, but I just thought it was kind of interesting. And I read what the queen's job is in the hive is to lay eggs. And she can lay up to 2,000 eggs a day. And that means there could be as many as 80,000 bees in one colony. 80,000? Maybe you could count that high. That could take a while. Wow, who did that? Who counted all those bees, I wonder? All right, I'm going to read one last poem for you because I think this one is really, this is kind of sad. This ties in a lot with Earth Day. There's been a problem, and the bee colonies are starting to disappear. There's a problem called colony collapse disorder, and we don't really know what's causing it. It could be that we use a lot of insecticides, or it may be the herbicides that we use, but they could be making the bees sick. And so that's not a good thing. So this is called Where Are the Bees? Bees give us sweet honey. They pollinate flowers. The beeswax and candles keep burning for hours. But some hives have vanished. Some bees disappeared from mites or pollution or illness, it's feared. Let's hope that before long the bees come back strong and hives will be humming and bees buzzing along. Let's hope so. And this is why we are responsible for taking care of our planet, Earth, our home. So every day is Earth Day because we need to help these animals thrive. We need bees. Bees keep our flowers blooming. Bees help provide fruit and the vegetables that we eat by pollinating flowers. They provide honey and candle wax, and they're just a part of the whole cycle of nature. So I'm going to leave you with that. I probably talked way too much and read too many poems, so I'm going to sit here and hopefully I'll have a bee or two show up before too long. Maybe not. I tried to dress like a bee today, thinking maybe I would attract them, but didn't do any good. All right, bye.